Bentley, you want to say hi? So guys, ever since I started the channel, all the content has been shot from that sofa right there. And sorry, Bentley's bones are all over the place. But now my living room space looks very bare, very empty, and quite frankly, kind of sad because I moved some furniture around to create this space. So ever since I moved in, I left this den empty because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it yet. And then I decided I wanted a area in the house strictly for YouTube, for you guys. So moving forward, this will be our YouTube studio where we shoot videos for the foreseeable future. I'm thinking about putting up some artwork here and here. Let me know what y'all think. As always, thank you to Baby Money because I would not have been able to dream this up myself. And I just wanted to share our new space, guys. I'm really loving it. Anyways, enjoy the video and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys. What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to Cha-Ching with me, where my whole goal is to help you master your money. Guys, we are on episode 4 of Ladder to Financial Freedom. And starting today, moving onward, we'll be discussing some of the heavier topics around personal finance. So today's episode will be focused solely on debt, your number one wealth killer. These next few episodes centered around debt and investing can and probably will be their own web series in the future, just because there's so much content here, right? For right now, I'm going to give you a very high level overview with a lot omitted on purpose. The goal is to just get you guys comfortable and knowledgeable enough to act without knowing the full nuances and theories behind debt and investing. Guys, in terms of debt, I hate it. I think debt is the worst thing out there because in my head, I see it as you working to make someone else rich. Think about it. If you have any sort of debt, credit card, student loans, car debt, whatever it may be, those dollars that you've earned are given to somebody else, right? So in my head, debt is like a thief that steals your number one avenue to getting you wealthy, and that is your money. So for key objectives today, we're going to dive deep into debt, what I consider good debt versus bad debt, my own personal experiences with debt, and as always, ending with a personal finance fitness challenge for you guys. So in terms of debt, there are really two key divergent schools of thought here. So the first school of thought is saying, hey, let me make the minimum payments on all my debt and use the rest of my personal profits on a monthly basis to invest in the market. The other school of thought is, hey, let me tackle my debt head on, especially high interest debt, get it to a manageable place, hopefully debt free, before using personal profits to invest. Personally, I fall in the second camp. In my opinion, if you have out of control debt, if you have high interest debt, if you don't have a good handle on your debt, and you invest in the markets, it's kind of like trying to renovate your house while your house is on fire. It just doesn't make much sense. There is one caveat here, and that is your 401k. Your 401k is a type of retirement account that I've mentioned before. We will do a deep dive on it later on, but for right now, like I said, it's a type of retirement account. Most companies offer it, and most companies will do some sort of match. So they might say, hey, if you contribute 3% of your salary to the 401k, we will also match up to 3%. The action here is real simple. Call your HR department, see if you guys have a 401k program, and see if you guys have a match. If so, sign up, and always contribute up to the match. Never leave free money on the table. That is a golden rule. That matching mechanism is a great way to grow and double your money very, very quickly. But anyways, guys, back to the episode surrounding debt. Like I said before, I hate it. That being said, I know debt is a very nuanced topic. So I did break down debt into good debt versus bad debt. Good debt has two requirements. One has a very low interest rate, so anything below 4%. The other requirement is that it was debt that you had to take on to increase your earning potential or to purchase an asset that will appreciate over time, meaning it will grow in value. The two best examples of this is, higher education and buying a home. So in terms of bad debt, it's exactly the opposite. So it has very high interest rate, and it was debt that doesn't appreciate over time, nor does it help you earn more money. So, the usual suspects are credit card debt. They charge anywhere from 14 to 30% interest on a monthly basis if you carry a balance. 2 payday loans north of 300%, 300, like Sparta, you heard that right. That is insane. The payday loan industry is highly unregulated, so they get to charge whatever you want. Never ever get a payday loan. The other type of bad debt that I consider is car debt. So, if you have to finance your car, your interest might range anywhere from 2 to 25, 28%, depending on how good your credit is. And last but not least, high interest student loan debt. So if you had to finance your education through a private bank, their interest rates will probably be higher than a loan from the federal government, which has slightly better rates. Let me pick on credit cards for one quick second. So if you carry a balance on your card month over month, you are one of the best investments the credit card companies can make. And what do I mean by that? To give you some sort of a benchmark, the stock market on average will return 10% year over year. And that's not guaranteed, but historically that's what it averages out to. If you carry debt on your credit card month over month, you are guaranteeing them that interest rate locked in. That's insane. Like, you are making them a better rate of return on yourself than the stock market. Guys, the key message here is very, very simple. Avoid high interest debt / bad debt as much as possible. And if you have high interest debt, you need to knock it out as quickly as possible by always paying more than the minimum. If you only pay the minimum on a monthly basis, you will be in debt for years and years to come. As for my own personal experiences with debt, guys, like I said, I have this very innate fear of having debt because I don't like owing money to anyone. But I've had to deal with some student loans in the past. Like I said, I was lucky enough to pay that off while I was still in undergrad. I did buy a new car, and luckily that car is now fully paid off. It feels so good to have a couple extra $100 in my pocket each month that I get to keep for myself. And last but not least, I do have my mortgage. So like I said, the mortgage here is a bit interesting because it's money that you had to spend anyway for a place to live, and you are building equity in the home as you live there longer. In terms of how I view debt, guys, allow me to be just very selfish for a quick moment. I'm working to make myself wealthy and my family as well, right? I'm not working to advance the economic standing of a bank or a car dealership or any other institution. Quite frankly, they're already well off. Like, they've made it. I'm still trying to make it, right? So that's how I view debt. I'm busting my butt to make myself and my family secure financially, not to run up the score for institutions that are very well to do, right? So, that's how I'm hoping you view debt as well moving forward. It's truly, in this case, not about how much you make, but how much you keep, right? The more you keep to yourself, the higher the chances are that you will be wealthy in the future. For your personal finance fitness challenge, guys, I want you to grab a pen and paper and write down that big number. I owe this amount in debt, right? And then break it down into each individual bucket. So credit card debt, I owe this much. Student loan debt, I owe this much, so on and so forth. And then on the bottom, I want you to attach what the interest rate is to each of those buckets of debt. 2 is to formulate a plan. I don't care if you go from smallest amount to largest amount or vice versa. As long as you have a plan, I'm happy. Personally, I will go from largest amount of interest to smallest amount of interest. And then lastly is to start and to follow through. I won't lie, guys. Between the emergency fund and your debt, you might be in this space for a little bit, depending on how much money you need in your emergency fund and how much debt you have, right? But again, I want to harp on that concept of vision. Vision here is super critical. Even though it will be some time and it won't be easy, I promise it will be worth it. Guys, that's it for this episode. Here's your too long didn't read. Honestly, there are no golden rules to conquering your debt, except for one, and that is to have a plan. As long as you have a plan, I am a happy camper. One thing I've come to realize is personal finances is very personal, right? Duh. But, you know, all that to say is you need to find a plan and a course of action that works for you and stick with it. Guys, I hope you found this episode useful. As always, if you have any questions, drop a comment below or message me at Cha-Ching with Ming on Instagram. In our next episode, we will finally begin to talk about the topic I love in personal finances, which is investing. So stay tuned, more to come. Like, share, sub, comment, all that good YouTube stuff. And as always, I'm not rich, but I plan to be. Let's go on this journey together. Much love and stay safe, guys. Closing time. It's closing time. That's not gonna be a blooper. Way too many pillows on this couch, man. Taking up all my space.